Maverick. Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Adi Shankara says, when you compare a teacher to an alchemist, a teacher is far superior because an alchemist, probably with his philosopher's stone, can only change iron into gold. But a teacher makes her student her equal, creates an equal which is unheard of. So I want to first start by giving a salute to all the educators here, because I really think the future of humanity depends on the quality of our education and the quality of our teachers. So thank you so much for being here, and a big salute to each one of you for being that value addition in creating our society. I'm Geeta Krishraj, CEO of Maverick. We have several verticals, and just to avoid confusion, I'm just going to say we have been in the corporate wellness space for the last 20 years. We have corporate gyms across India for Cognizant, Tata, Shell, Hexaware, and so many more. We are in the space of teacher training and instructional design, headed by Meenakshi, Merva by Maverick. Meenakshi is here and would love to interact with you at any time you're interested. We have a sports infrastructure wing where we deal with creating sports infrastructure for schools, governments, and corporate houses. And primarily, we're here to talk about physical literacy, Maverick Fit Kids, physical literacy program. We are India's first physical literacy curriculum in schools since 2014. And we are associated with the International Physical Literacy Association of UK. And I'm very happy to have Amit Malik, India lead of the IPLA here. He's our advisor and he's here. And I'm also very, very excited that Mr. Chandrasekhar pointed out that physical literacy is third in our top list of priorities for 2022. And that makes my job easier because I think along with telling us that technology is important, COVID has also taught us that our physical body, our health, our well-being is on top priority. And we need to take steps to ensure that we each personally take responsibility for how we maintain this body and therefore thereby translate it to our children and our students. So what is the problem statement? Why suddenly a term called physical literacy? Well, the health situation, according to a study by WHO, 74% of our children have below the normal level of activity, and they are likely to have major problems. There is a YouTube video called 5 More Years for 5 minutes. If any of you are interested, please watch that. It shows how the next generation is likely to have a lifespan which is 5 years less than the current one because they are not moving enough. COVID has impacted all of us, and I can't emphasize how it has created a lot of impact on children, both young and old. The education of students have been focusing on the academic literacy, numeric literacy. An extracurricular activity has been limited to sports, not understanding that not every child is a natural sportsman. And there are any number of research papers that have been published that show that a negative experience on a sporting field drives the student away from being physically active for the rest of their life. And of course, till now it was a non-core subject. Physical education was the free period that most people would take over, and now thankfully that is changing, and we are treating physical education as a core subject. What is the solution? Knowing about being healthy has not stopped us from unhealthy habits. And I think, including me, all of us are guilty of the fact that though we know what is the right option, we don't always follow it. The vada seems a lot more tempting than a piece of apple. And physical literacy is not about teaching a skill. Schools have been built on the premise that we teach children how to learn, not necessarily only to impart a specific skill. Similarly, physical literacy is not about winning a certain medal, teaching a certain skill. It is about teaching the child the value of their body, the value of being physically active for life, the value of knowing that you don't exist if your body is not there. And therefore, it needs to be given that primary space of importance. So physical literacy is a concept that was evolved several decades ago, but has been popularized by Dr. Margaret Whitehead, founder of the IPLA. And it combines three main components: the physical, the affective, and cognitive aspects of learning. Physical, we have always worked on the competency of a student. Affective, in terms of ensuring that they desire to move, they have the motivation to move, they build the confidence to move. And the cognitive aspect of knowing and understanding the concepts of movement and the need for movement. On behalf of Maverick, I would also like to add that in addition to just using the body and using movement for education purpose, the idea of learning through your body is incorporated into the Maverick curriculum. What do I mean by that? Cognitive value of movement is not only knowing about a sport or knowing about an exercise, knowing about health, but it is also based on the neuroplastic principles of how movement enhances cognition. So we have a lot of activities that enhance cognition. Affective domain of not only creating a desire and motivation in children, but also making them embody emotions. What does it feel like to be in pain? What does it feel like to be victorious, to run that victory lap? So how do you embody those emotions? And physically, not just the competence of certain skills and patterns, but also the freedom of being alive, of using your body to its fullest. So Maverick is based on a consistency-based approach, where we work on children willingly choosing to be active, using a wide range of activities. It is inclusive for everyone, not just the podium performers and the peak performers. And it focuses on creating positive experiences for children, because we follow the principle of the action-feeling cycle, where your experiences create a positive feeling, and that enhances your behavior in a certain way, which becomes your memory, and in turn becomes your belief system. The same thing, if it has a negative impact, you have an experience that is not good for you, you feel inadequate in a sporting arena, you start feeling those emotions of not feeling adequate enough, your behavior changes towards exercise and movement, it becomes a memory pattern, and then it becomes very difficult for the child at a later age to create those positive experiences of moving their body enough. So Maverick Fit Kids, of course, uses technology as support, and for that, we have the validation from the Government of India. We are featured in their Agni platform as an innovative solution for global crisis of health, and it is conducted physically in schools, where we take up the PT period and provide with trainers or by training the PT teachers our curriculum that is very comprehensive. It includes fitness, yoga, dance, the value of movement, sports, and it includes a lot of ancillary things in terms of theater to embody emotions and cognitive value of movement through brain gym activities. And we provide the entire curriculum with music, with special implements for the children, in all trying to make the child feel like they want to be part of it. And we focus on 4 types of activities. They are called dynamic learning, sporting skills, cognitive games, and circuit training. And we'd be happy to explore all of these if you visit us in our stall out there. And here is a short video. As Ms. Sita said in the earlier presentation, that the reason for schools are to be lighthouses, creating the value in children. I think the first value we need to create is the value of your body, because it's such an immaculate system and it deserves the dignity of being treated with honor, and that in turn will translate as children living lives with purpose, because the minute you learn to value your body, your physical existence, it will percolate into turning it into values for others, value for society, value for everything else. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and I look forward to interacting with all of you whenever you find the time. Thank you, Eldrok. Maverick.